Should I start off with that song? No. Okay. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another Monday live stream event on Crypto Tips. My name is Heidi.
And I'm Toby.
And we're going to talk about it. So, for those of you who might have caught the interview that I did with Andrew Henderson, we talked about that last week. It is now live. So if you guys are ever interested on what it's actually like to be a digital nomad living in a country, getting a second citizenship, renouncing the U.S. citizenship, I actually talk about that entire experience within that interview. So definitely go ahead and check that out. Hi, everyone who's in the live chat. Thank you from Northern California, Richard. We're going to talk about Dash a little bit today, Richard. So you're going to enjoy that. HR777, good to see you as always. Got people from Virginia for the first time. Hey, Jerry. And from Ireland as well. Textonic is asking, is it too late to FOMO into DeFi? I wasn't following it.
We'll get into that.
We're going to get into that. Hey, John, good to see you here as always. Palm Springs representing. Oh, Ethereum giveaway scam ad. That's amazing. It's still on there. It's been plaguing my channel and a lot of other crypto YouTubers' channels. These advertisements for Ethereum giveaway scams. But I've called out YouTube on Twitter. No response.
This is, in a sense, this is good news, though. I mean, that means we are entering a new
But it's super hypocritical for YouTube to allow that to happen after it's been called out many, many times.
Sure, but yeah. I mean...
I didn't do our little soundproofing things.
Hypocritical stuff.
Maybe this will help our echo. Sorry, guys.
Crazy from Germany. Second. All right.
Germany. Guten Tag.
All right, so about DeFi.
Okay, we're getting into it. Okay. Sorry. So before I get into that, I do want to talk about, there's been some articles coming out about Visa and MasterCard both, getting more interested and more open to partnerships with cryptocurrency platforms, allowing these cryptocurrency wallets and exchanges to offer crypto debit cards with that Visa emblem, and that enables those platforms to integrate with merchants that accept Visa. Visa is one of the most widely accepted merchants, payment processors, credit cards, and same with MasterCard also. So for those who are new to crypto and you sure, just like how you said, those scam advertisements are a good indication of more adoption in crypto. This could be seen as that, as well as maybe some desperation on Visa and MasterCard's side. But for those of you who, are really into these, you need to know that you will be going through intense KYC requirements. They're going to want to know your information. And please don't forget that credit card companies, they are really profiting off of knowing what you are doing with your money. Just regular credit cards. Whenever you make a purchase at a store, they know where you are, when you made that purchase, what store you're purchasing it, what country you're in, how much you're paying, and all that stuff. And them adopting this kind of cryptocurrency option, it's going to be no different. So for those who are really concerned about your privacy, I understand this interest in wanting to use cryptocurrencies as a form of payment for places, and those Visa and MasterCard integrations both make that pretty easy. But it is there's trade-offs as always. So definitely pay attention to the user terms and agreement and their privacy notice and all that stuff. So whatever you do, if you are thinking about this, I encourage you to go to their website. Scroll all the way to the bottom and find those little footer links that say the privacy agreement and the user agreement, and just give a little read through and see what you don't like about it. There might be something that really goes against what you're willing to expose in terms of information and how you're dealing, especially with something like cryptocurrencies, where it was designed to take that mess out of transacting in value altogether. What do you think about it?
I mean, they have to do this. They just have to. I mean, I think they're understanding that the world is going to a tokenized economy, and that that they have to implement this in their business strategy, because if they don't, they're just going to get left behind.
Oh, exactly. And like they had the luxury of turning down cryptocurrencies, of having. They're also okay. So let's go over this other article I have up now about MasterCard. They're pretty much, MasterCard is inviting these cryptocurrency platforms to apply. And in fact, they've now made it easier than ever for these different platforms to get that masternode stamp of approval. Says allowing applicants to be onboarded as partners in a matter of weeks. So all of this concern about, cryptocurrencies and criminal activity, not wanting to be associated with that, and regulations and yada yada, it just proves that wasn't really they just didn't need it, and now they see it as a way to see more income on their side. And also, let's not be too naive in thinking that they're not also definitely going to be partnering with companies like Neutrino, like Coinbase has, and trying to profit as much as they can off of your activities using their services, because that is their business model. Similarly, here's an article. I always forget to say this. All the articles that we're covering today are found down below in the video description. For those who want to read the articles in their entirety, go at it. So this one is saying top 5 Swiss banks profits up after 34% after Bitcoin integration. Another showing of, the economy, global economy, the legacy financial system isn't doing too well at all. And they're suddenly seeing interest in this new technology that is blockchain tech and cryptocurrencies. But they are certainly, watering down all that cryptocurrencies have to offer. And these are platforms that are using cryptocurrency to benefit them most, not you. Unlike the cypherpunks and those early on Bitcoin developers and cryptocurrency developers working on scalability solutions, working on privacy protocols, those are the people that are designing this space for your benefit, so that you have a tool that will let you practice, however you want to transmit value, however you want. And the only way you have an option of that is by having a privacy layer, having a peer-to-peer way to transact. And these banks and these credit card companies, that's not their motivation, and they're not going to be encouraging that by any means. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So now we're going to shift a little bit to the DeFi space. And talking about, maybe these banks, maybe these credit card companies are trying to stay relevant. That same can also be said within the crypto space.
So losing game for these guys, because, the DeFi space, these companies, they're still small enough to be flexible.
They also have the hype behind them, They have that label of DeFi.
Sure, but they also are able to change where the trend is. And banks will have a really hard time doing that. So that is where DeFi companies will have more of a upper hand, I think. So It's kind of like David and Goliath. Yeah. So it's pretty.
The ones that do it right. Now, before we get into this DeFi thing, I know Toby and I have been talking about it a lot. We've been tweeting about it. Our Patreon group has been getting a lot of trade alerts where we're accumulating certain DeFi coins. It's been doing pretty well. Yeah. And now people are coming out and saying, oh, not necessarily us, but in general, there's a lot of people who are excited about DeFi, seeing the massive amount of profits that are being made just holding these tokens. Like in the title, there's one new DeFi token that went up like 2,000% since its listing. That's crazy, but
it is. But then
it is so risky. Like, there's no way of knowing which of these platforms will be surviving long term. Again, as always, the foundational layers of these projects and the ability of their developers to write strong, smart contracts will definitely be determining factors for that. But what I'm trying to say here is that there are still for sure a solid believer in the tried and true cryptocurrencies, the ones that really have it going right. And for those of you who, I mean, if you sign up for my newsletter, then you received it today. I'm sorry, I sent it out this morning. I'm kind of talking about this, about how, there's hypes, there's bubbles, the bubbles burst. Despite the fact of how working with how disruptive this technology is, and how innovative and new and exciting it can be, it's still subjected to being used by humans who are greedy and prone to patterns. And that's why these bubbles exist. And so for those who might be worrying or, maybe saying that they missed the boat with Bitcoin or Ethereum or any of those other generally successful cryptocurrencies, this DeFi space could be a way for you to see some profits and then absolutely tuck those profits back into a much more solid cryptocurrency, one that you would feel comfortable holding it long term, one that is considered far less risky.
But I mean, these gains aren't new in this space.
No, that's right. It's a pattern, like the ICO phase.
The ICO phase. Yeah. I mean, this is very much like the ICO phase. I call it more of a craze. Because I mean, it was crazy. Like a lot of these companies, like just. What?
Sorry, thank you, Johnny, for the super chat. That's Johnny. Really great.
Thank you so much.
We really appreciate it. And so so everyone,
Epic.
We have the super chat enabled now on these live chats. So if you guys want to make sure your comment gets seen, get a lot of attention from us, or just support this channel, that is now enabled with the little dollar sign there.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
So what you're saying? Okay, so ICO phase is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like back in 2000, I guess 15. The end of 2015 was the time where I personally saw like these coins, like the ICO beginning of the ICO stuff, like happening, and then I'm like, wow, like there's so much money to be made in these little tiny coins that nobody's really talking about them. There's a couple channels, but that's it. Like not like the hundreds of channels that are out there now trying to jump on the bandwagon. But like, there was like lots of money to be made, and it wasn't until like 2016 where, I started finding like more and more of these ICOs, and I'm like, all right, well, I think this could be something here. I was kind of worried because I'm like, a lot of this stuff is not, they weren't the greatest companies, but I would see the profits that were coming off of this. I'm like, okay, well, I'll invest in this. After it pumps, I'll get out and maybe go into the next one that tries, or that comes out as an ICO or whatever. So I just kind of recycle the money.
Yeah.
But I would always keep a little bit of those coins because I never knew what they were going to do. And that proved to be really wise because, after holding these coins for almost 2 years, like, boom, the 2017, but by the time December 2017 came along, I mean, these coins were like, I mean, the coins that we're buying at 10 cents were now at, $300, $400, $500. Like, that's crazy gains. So with this, I see the same thing, but there's more people and there's more money involved with this.
And these are actually working platforms that people
Some
are
of
using.
them are.
Oh, if they're not bots or something?
Some of them are. Be careful. Like, I don't know. The ones that we post on our Patreon.
And we're not investing huge amounts of money in these either.
No.
It's like $50 here or there or something like that. It's not like maybe $100.
Sometimes I went a little over.
But it's really, for us, it's really conservative with these. And again, just like because of the potential, like, it's a lot of hype. It's still pretty early in this DeFi space. And so for us, the potential for the return is like, you don't need to put too much because it is risky. Yeah. And you know, you can see plenty of profit from that tiny investment and then still keep some just in case it does end up to be a long-term thing. Yeah. Then you can still have, you know, a part of it.
Like when I first got into BitConnect, I'll admit that I was in BitConnect. I keep bringing this up, but it's a really good like thing, like what I went through, because I mean I bought it at 50 cents, didn't really know it was a scam. I'm like, what is this thing? It seemed
over time it became more apparent.
Well, I think at like a couple dollars I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a scam. And then my friend calls me up and he goes, hey, I think this is a big scam. And I'm like, well, you know what, I put $500 in it at 50 cents. I don't care. Like I'll let it ride, you know. So I mean, went to $400 or $430, and then a lot of people lost their money on that. But
Jerry is saying more people and more money means more shorts, more institutional money, more manipulation.
Yeah, there's going to be a ton of manipulation, and especially in Bitcoin and Ethereum. That is why you're not seeing rises in. Yeah. That's why you see.
Maybe that's why people are pouring into DeFi, because they're not seeing what they want to in Bitcoin and Ethereum.
But also the whales that are so focused on hammering the price of Bitcoin and Ethereum to a certain level, I bet you a lot of those people are losing out in the DeFi space as well.
That's what I mean. Like, you can have your core beliefs, and this is also where taking emotion out of your investing can benefit you as well, is seeing an opportunity, taking it, not falling for it, being an educated investor, taking your emotions out of it, benefiting from that, taking advantage of that situation really, and then pulling it back into the more solid projects. I want to say hi to Paulo. He's saying hi.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Good to see you guys.
Tracy Stark. How's it going, guys?
You say crazy.
Tracy Stark.
Oh, Tracy, yeah. Hey, Tracy. I thought you said crazy jerk.
Neo at 120, dumbest purchase.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then again, hey, this could happen, and it could fly even higher.
Scam others as long as it works. I mean, scamming others would be telling them that, put everything into it. This is a guaranteed return. We're saying it's probably not going to be long term. We're saying to take advantage of this hype as it still exists.
And put only what you're willing to lose, not like your firm Bitcoin holdings or your Ethereum holdings.
Yeah, and just stay in the conservative, like Bitcoin and big market cap coins.
But I will say this, like the most important thing that I learned in the ICO, or the two most important things, is when to like get in is like try to be the first. I know it sounds ridiculous, but try to be the first so that everybody else hops on the bandwagon. People are going to do it anyways, whether it's a scam or not. I mean, you're not going to know right away whether or not it's a scam unless you're like heading up the coin or whatever. So, it almost gets to the point of like invest first. If it has anything to do, this is horrible, but invest first if it has anything to do with DeFi, and hopefully it pans out. I mean, that's, throwing $20 here, $20 there on something that's worth under a cent, and see what it does, because just throwing in $20 can, if it does 1,000x, that's a lot of money. So, that's with, a couple days worth of coffee that you might have spent, why not? That's what I've done. Heidi's completely different. Heidi is way more conservative than I am on that. So, yeah.
So anyway, all of this talk was, there's a article talking about the Dash CEO was talking about what's happening with Dash. And I know Richard O, he's a Patreon as well. He's always wanting to know, our thoughts on Dash. And, these bigger projects who aren't really benefiting from this hype, or they can't really compete with the hype of the DeFi space, or maybe with the ICO space, Dash, It's been a coin that's kind of now famously stagnant for whatever reason. They seem to have a really dedicated community behind them. They do a lot of outreach in struggling economies, which is always great. But so now he's talking about some ideas that they're getting into, like a social media platform, like usernames for wallet addresses, I believe. And another interview that I had recently that I think is amazing, really good talk. I tooting my own horn here, whatever. I held an interview with Luke Stokes. He's someone who's from the Steemit community and then onto Hive. He's also involved with EOS a little bit. So I wanted him on this on my show because he represents the other side of that argument for delegated proof of stake a little bit, and it was a really interesting conversation about this experiment of the cryptocurrency space and how, you know, he's really trying to build something that allows for mass adoption of cryptocurrencies. And part of that option, and another big thing that's growing here, are these like human readable addresses. So like I could have like Heidi at Crypto Tips, and that can be an address to be used to send cryptocurrency. But it completely takes out the knowledge of having to even be aware of cryptographic keys, of public keys, private keys, what they mean, why they're important, and really like what that technology is at all. And that seems like a huge hump for this mass adoption, is taking away that technical knowledge from being able to use it. And for me, the trade-off is trust, really. You're going to need a lot of trust of whatever platform you're using is actually decentralized, and you know, people aren't going to even know that's an issue unless they're subscribed to this channel, because I seem to say that a lot.
My issue with Dash, I think it's a great project. I do. Yeah. But 1,000 coins to stake?
You said that last time too, yeah.
Come on, man. Like, really? 1,000 coins? Not everybody has $80,000. Come on.
I mean, yeah, but still,
you can just go pick, you know, another one.
You
can just do one coin. You know, the masses aren't going to choose 1,000 coins. Yeah. It's just going to be like a little tiny community.
Yeah.
You know, and people want.
But that could also be speaking to, you know, who are holding master nodes in Dash and the voting power that they have, and maybe they want to keep it that way. So
sure.
Who knows?
Sure, and then they can be like a little tiny family.
That's what I mean. It's like this competition of cryptocurrencies is pretty cool, though.
Yeah,
because it's going to keep everyone in check, and hopefully their power struggle in check.
For sure.
So this is what Dash is pretty much up against, and like any other really cryptocurrency that's struggling with getting attention these days, is headlines like this that say Ethereum's latest DeFi token just launched. It's 2,000% above its seed price. I'm not even going to say what this token is because I'm not trying to shill anything, but this is just like, we're going to continue to see articles like this, and it's just going to solidify the fact that this DeFi bubble is going to rise all DeFi token boats. You know, what's that phrase?
Let me throw this in. I think if you pick the right one and you stick with it, like the ones.
Yeah, but how do you know it's the right one?
If you pick the right one. So in other words, spread your wings, throw the dust everywhere, you know, and hopefully one will hit. And if it does, you know, that can be enough to really change your life for a tiny fraction of money. For instance, Heidi, you know, like, didn't really put that much in at the beginning, and from what she had, she was able to, you know, excel her life in areas which she couldn't even believe. Mm-hmm. So like, it doesn't take that much to make a huge difference in your life, especially with all that money sitting on the sideline, all that Fed printing that's going on. Guys, it's going to make it into the economy. I mean, just look at gold and silver. Silver just hit over $20 an ounce today for the first time since 2011 or something. Like, that's huge. It's because of currency printing, and this is going to go straight into this space. Guys, there's so much money to be made in this space. It's going to be ridiculous. So,
Donnie, thank you for the super chat tip. That's great. I'll read it off. He says, free book on decentralized legislators, the null hypothesis of politics.com. No more politicians. Kill all the lawyers.
I like your thinking,
Raise the
Donnie.
bar. Code is law. Walk away. Nice. Cool.
Epic.
We'll be checking that out for
Absolutely.
sure. And maybe everyone else will
Thank
as
you.
well. But so people here are also, Brian is asking, have you guys bought any .crypto domains? Again, going back to the interview I did with Luke Stokes, he talks about unstoppable domains, about Handshake and this pay ID system, and really how they're not designed in a truly decentralized foundational level. And they don't really have that many privacy features at the forefront of their attention, or really what they're concerned about. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. If you want to learn more about that, get into that interview. He's a computer scientist, so he gets much more into the technical details of how these things work. So if you're interested in that, again, I'm going to plug that interview again. It was a very recent video, so you should find it quite easily on my channel. Huh.
Dash is 51% attack resistant. That's good.
Yeah.
Tracy, yeah.
I lost
Okay,
it.
check this out. Okay. So Tracy Stark, where is it?
What?
Where did Tracy?
What was he talking about? This one?
The Plutus. There. Plutus launching tomorrow.
What is
that?
that?
Is one of the coins that I will be getting into. First, you have to get wrapped ETC or ETH and put it on MetaMask and then throw it into this thing.
MetaMask.
So
I hate that. I hate this
I know.
requirement to
and
use
that's
MetaMask.
why it's on my
It
computer and not
sucks.
Heidi's. So yeah,
Sometimes I just don't. I'm not
going
gonna
to participate in that. So
Toby's a little loose.
I am freaking crazy. But
He plays fast and loose with that stuff.
yeah, for sure.
Anyway, was I gonna say something?
Don't get dumped on. Yeah.
Yeah. So as we're doing these trade alerts on Patreon, I have a new class coming out on Wednesday at noon Eastern time, this coming Wednesday, the 29th. I'll be going over how I decide when to or when not to invest in a cryptocurrency, how I research it and come to that conclusion. I think that'll be a pretty helpful video for a lot of people in this space.
And this is why
and it'll
I'm
help
not
you decipher
teaching,
between the scammers and people trying to, shill their coins.
and I'm not teaching this because my mindset right now is
Numbers.
Yeah.
It's a good balance.
It is.
I think it's a good balance.
We have a different
Yin and yang.
philosophy of like how to get coins, and because I've been waiting for another ICO phase. I knew it was going to happen because these things just come along and people are clever, and in this space, you have some of the brightest minds in the world that know how to make money. So when I saw staking coins, I'm like, is this it? Like, is this really it? I'm like, I don't think so. And then I saw the DeFi space, and I'm like, oh man, this I think this is it. And then I'm like, okay, I'm watching a couple of coins with their gains and stuff, and I'm like, all right, this is clearly the new ICO phase, and it's going to be really interesting to see how long it lasts. Which I think it will probably last a lot longer than the ICO phase because of all the regulations and all of the dud coins that were coming out of that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little easier actually to make a little bit of money than and holding them than during the ICO phase where some of them just went to the wayside.
So all this activity on Ethereum, and still the price of Ethereum itself isn't doing too much. This article.
Whales.
Okay.
Whales. I've been saying this. This is why.
This article is interesting to me because they're quoting one metric and attributing it to the potential future price rise of Ethereum, but I don't get that. They do a different one at the end, which I understand completely. But basically, you guys feel free to chime in the comments also here. I know. It's that they're saying here that because Ethereum deposits onto exchanges have risen by 34%, that means the price of Ethereum will rise to like $500 in the near future. I don't know about you, but if I'm depositing Ethereum onto an exchange, it means I'm getting ready to sell that Ethereum. I don't understand the connection that they're saying there. But later on, down here, there is an Ethereum dev saying a much more, I think, relevant what's the word? Metric?
Sure.
Of measuring activity and like the health of a coin is here. He's saying Peter, a lead developer of Ethereum, has recently written on his Twitter page, because that's where we all get our news from about cryptocurrencies on Twitter anyway, that the all-time cumulative trade volume of Ethereum has risen to 6.5 million in 1 month. So I think the trading volume is definitely an indication of user interest in that coin.
Sure, but it doesn't matter until whales decide it's ready to fly. That's it. Yeah. I mean, you can do as much charting as you want. It's flat as heck. That's what I see all over Twitter. Like flat, flat, flat. I'm like, guys, like who cares? I mean, the same thing happened I think at like $900 of Bitcoin. Same thing. I remember that. I'm like, oh, I guess it's not going to ever go to $1,000. And it finally went. Patience, people. It's going to happen.
There's a tweet by that guy, I forget his name, in like 2011, and he's saying, it looks like Bitcoin's pretty stagnant at $14. I guess I'll take the loss. So yes. Definitely understanding the long-term outlook of a coin and the foundational achievements that they have that will help them live longer and ultimately, see mass adoption and the ultimate price increase that will come with that. That's definitely a helpful thing to have in this space. But if you can couple it with understanding the human condition of greed and patterns, I mean, and you can take advantage of these little bubbles. And what's that phrase? We trade bleep coins to get more Bitcoins. I don't want to say it.
Sure.
Coins. There you
go. I mean.
So yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people holding Bitcoin as well, that are kind of new to this space, see these rises in these altcoins and are kind of just like, why isn't Bitcoin doing anything? We want to see it do something, or Ethereum. I mean, everything's built on Ethereum. Why isn't Ethereum moving? And then they see the stock market going crazy high, and gold and silver going higher, and they're like, why is Bitcoin not going higher? But I'm like, just patience, because I think this next bull run, I think if the whales let the price go right now, it's going to go out of control. Because, I mean, you have these hedge fund guys that are not going to let that, are not going to.
You think that's who it is?
I think
they're hiring some.
A lot to do with hedge
allegations
funds.
Being thrown out here, guys.
Yeah, I think Paul Tudor Jones and a couple other guys that are multi-billionaires that run hedge funds, like, these guys know what they're doing. Like, these guys are pros. These guys know how to manipulate the crap out of markets, keep it flat line, just flat. Just hair-wrenching flat. And that's good. That's the time to accumulate, because you know that they're doing that too. I mean, have you noticed that it drops like a couple $100 and goes up a couple $100, but it's just right back to the $9,150. And if they want it to go a little bit lower, they will. But it's not crashing. It's not flying. It's flat. So, yeah, enjoy it. This is the time. Someone is asking for links for videos talking about how whale manipulation happens, how they can even do that. And lucky for you, blockchain first. No, new solution for you. I am giving you a playlist that I've created that does videos about this. So just 1 second. It's pretty much high frequency trading. So they pay a bunch of money to set up bots, and they do the trades for them. And, they're constantly having to be flexible in their trades, but that's pretty much how they're able to keep the flat price. I mean, if I were in their position, I'd do the same thing. And I think all of us would too if we were in their position. So, just, try to enjoy it.
Here you go.
Okay.
That right there is a link for those videos for you.
I would have loved $14 Bitcoin. Yeah, right? Jeez.
Hey, Stefan. Thank you.
That was like shortly.
The first thing you'll realize in crypto is that your altcoin will pump right after you sold it. It is uncanny how that happens, isn't it? It dumps right after you buy it. It pumps right after you sell it. Uh-huh. Interesting. A lot of people have those experiences.
Yeah, Tracy, I think he is buying real Bitcoin. Don't listen to what they say. Just know that he mentioned that he was in the space. He's definitely buying real Bitcoin. I mean, he's not stupid. Yeah. So I think I don't have any proof of that, obviously, but it's just like when JP Morgan and Goldman Sachs says that they hate Bitcoin or whatever, they're buying it. Yeah. They're buying Bitcoin. That is so bullish. Yeah. So, have you read Flash Boys about the invention of HFT? No, I haven't. I'll check that out. Do you have some inspirational, attractive lending pages?
No.
Do you have attractive lending pages?
No.
Not right now. We aren't actually going into.
Yeah, we're not using these DeFi platforms because a lot of them require you to deposit your coins onto untested smart contracts that have loopholes that see your coins get sifted out by people who can take advantage of those loopholes, or they require you to deposit your coins into someone else's custody so they have your coins, and then you're going to have to trust that they're going to give it back to you. So there's a lot to be worked out with the DeFi space.
Even if it was incredibly safe, even if everything was
the gains that you're going to see aren't going to compare.
So what? Just put them into a staking coin.
Percentage of lending, or that you're going to do compared to just holding the coin. Yeah. So for us,
I think even Band is like doing, I think 15. I could be wrong on this, but 15 or 18% ROI for staking Band, which is crazy. Really interesting. So I think there's going to be a lot of money to be made during staking as well, because the whole world's going negative. Yeah. For negative interest rates. So people are desperate for like having a savings that's going to keep up with inflation, and there's going to be inflation too. So I'm not even going to get into the news today.
Speaking of staking, we're going to keep it light. We're not going to go into the global.
No news today.
Because it's always bad news, and let's have a good Monday. Okay. So,
it's always bad news.
If you guys caught that live stream that happened on Saturday, where I tried to cook and talk about crypto at the same time, if you guys enjoyed that, or if you like those cooking things, someone much earlier, I can't remember who said it, but they asked for a traditional bacalhau dish, which Toby's not a fan of, but it is a very traditional fish dish here in Portugal. Pretty much it's salted cod. But I would love to do those more often, just because I love to be in the kitchen and talking about crypto.
I'm probably not going to eat that one. I'm not going to eat that
Toby
one.
Won't eat that one.
I hate it. I call it bacalhau.
Yeah, but you guys, at any time, feel free to leave a request for that here in the live chat or on any comments on the videos, whatever. I'll be writing them down and try to figure out how to incorporate those.
So Josh Atkinson says, what platform do you get DeFi coins on? Well, pretty much what I do is I go.
You get a lot on IDEX because they are ERC tokens, and that's a decentralized exchange. At least, you can keep them on your ledger. So any coins you can get on IDEX, I'd recommend that.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like if it's not on IDEX, there could be some other decentralized platforms. If they're not, and you really want it, like, just go to that coin, find the exchange that shows the highest volume market pair.
If you go to coinmarketcap.com, search a coin, go to the markets tab, and it'll show you a list of all the markets along with their trading pairs. And you can see the ones with the highest volume and with the prices. So you can pick and choose what would work best for you.
Toby, what is your favorite food? Oh man, I think like salada do povo, which is
Portuguese,
which is
octopus salad.
Octopus salad.
Polvo
I don't
salad.
even know what it is in English anymore because I order it so long. But I think that sashimi, and the steak that Heidi makes.
What
oh
about
my
the fish?
gosh, yeah, this is that fish. So
Dorada.
I kind of like it all. Whatever Heidi cooks, hey, I'm down.
Yeah.
That's
Sardines. Carlos, I've been trying to catch the sardines in season here in Portugal. I think they're coming around. Yeah, sardines are great. They have a better...
Portuguese custard tarts.
Oh, yeah.
No. I don't need
Pastel de
sugar.
nata. Toby doesn't do the sugar thing.
Yeah.
I indulge every so often.
Toby
I can't make those.
bit skin once. Toby, will you teach me how to surf? Sure.
Will you teach me how to surf?
It might be kind of dangerous out here though. The waves do get really big. They get about, I mean, the biggest wave I've ever seen out here was probably 140 feet.
And you're out
and
there.
you think I'm lying. And Heidi saw it.
He's got this. I saw it from the cliff, and I also saw the GoPro footage of them with their jet ski
6 years ago
driving up the face of the wave, and it literally was like 10 seconds of them driving up the face of the wave.
Yeah.
And then you see him go over the crest.
Yeah. That was the biggest day I've
crazy.
ever seen. I think it was the biggest surf anybody has ever seen ever in the history of the world. It was a ridiculous swell.
Yeah.
And by the way, watch Magnetic as well.
Yeah, that's
If
still
you guys,
out there.
It's still out there, yeah. It's on Netflix. I show up one of the
We have
first
a movie
surfers.
star in our midst. I keep forgetting to get your autograph.
Yeah, sure. All right. Well,
Yeah, it's going to wrap it up for today. You guys, thank you so much. I always enjoy seeing you guys in the live stream, interacting with you all. And thank you again to everyone who participated with the super chat. Those tips are amazing. I'll be coming to you again soon. My next video I've been working on is talking about all of the DeFi hacks, how much money has been lost, how that money was lost, and if those people ever got their money back.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's gonna be it for today. But I'll be seeing you guys again soon. In the meantime, I hope you're staying happy.
And thanks for the
and
support,
healthy.
guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.